about Aka 9 pet. My brother, you are also saying that you, well-educated, articulate, respected politician, you're also saying Aka 9 pet. What is the basis? What's the empirical basis of that claim? You think that those who voted for you in the last election, Master, you think that those who voted for you in the last election will continue to vote for you? They won't shift and so on. We've just had the Akwetia by-election. The Akwetia by-election should teach you that the numbers are not static. They move. And even if you expect 9 to change position and join you, it shows a certain movement. You understand? And that movement is not guaranteed because you are a second timer or third timer.
Kwasi Prat Jr. actually the political ambition of Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Kwasi Prat Jr. Wama Kennedy Japan NDC4 and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia tamfo nyomo. Essence according to Kwasi Prat Jr. no or say Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia sebi edu babia as a name sem no kanemu na ho. It doesn't make sense because Aka 9 pe campaign on amoye no ontime fa maye president. According to Kwasi Prat Jr. also you be uni mama nyose mu ya analysis a omo moto abama last year no enye omo na beto ama the vote is not static na mpo akwati elections MPP mu win ye no just 8 months yakoto ye mo lusu ye and nature say voters no ya na enye static na daughter say MPP Bawumia Aka what do we call it? Aka 9 pena no who say no Bawumia fairly woefully enti prime minister no mokoto no more count on Bawumia. They should choose different candidates. Na me say NDC ne candidate Japan for no so ni aje. Na some na reho. Yan go go video no. Na in the video, Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia the campaign member tiwo. And na Kwasi Prat nso tiwo bi. And na Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ni payi kasa o dwene no no bakasa Aka 9 pe. Na Kwasi Prat chenza he. Na wo bi e wosua politics wadwe mu dawa. Oboko di Bawumia chi akasa Aka 9 pe. Yan go video no on how Kwasi Prat Jr., a seasoned journalist and an editor for the Inside newspaper, schooled Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and his campaign team.
Aka 9 pet. My brother, you are also saying that you, well-educated, articulate, respected politician, you're also saying Aka 9 pet. What is the basis? What's the empirical basis of that claim? You think that those who voted for you in the last election, Master, you think that those who voted for you in the last election will continue to vote for you? They won't shift and so on. We've just had the Akwetia by-election. The Akwetia by-election should teach you that the numbers are not static. They move. And even if you expect 9 to change position and join you, it shows a certain movement. You understand? And that movement is not guaranteed because you are a second timer or third timer in the groups and so on. It's not. So this Aka 9, I don't know where it's coming from. Very strange. Why? You want to campaign? Stop the sloganeering. Come and tell us what you can do in order to improve the living conditions of the people of this country. Come and tell us the devastated roads that you left behind. What you can do to rehabilitate those roads. You left power at a time that cocoa production had fallen by more than 50%. What are you going to do to revive the cocoa sector? You left power at a time when even as syndicated loans could not be guaranteed. You couldn't get syndicated loans to buy cocoa. Come and tell us what you're going to do about that. You understand? You left power at a time when the city's value had fallen completely. Come and tell us what you will do to revive the value of the city. Come and tell your own party members what is it that you have which Kennedy Japan doesn't have, which Brian Achampon doesn't have. You understand? Which Koble Japan doesn't have, and so on. That is how you become first presidential candidate and ultimately first presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, and eventually the president of the Republic of Ghana. You don't do that by sloganeering and voodoo analysis and so on. My friend, let's be serious.
Is that?
Moral. 4 of them thought that even in 2024, he should lead the country. Now, what it means that he has more than 4. What you need is, if one person shifts position, he's home and dry. And that is what we are working at. And so when you say Aka 9, it means that he garnered 41.7% of the votes. What we need is 9% of the voting population to come on his side.
But the question is that 41 still there?
Is it still there? That is why I keep saying that in the most difficult elections that we went into, given the cyclical nature of our elections, 8 years in, 8 years out, he still garnered that level of votes. I believe that majority, probably 99% of those who thought that he was a good candidate in 2024 will stick by him. And what we need is another 9%, another 1% shifting position, and we are home and dry. I think that he stands tall. I mean, in 2008, Professor Mills won elections by the slimmest of margins. I mean, what we need is just one person shifting position, and we're home and dry. That is the thinking behind the Aka 9.
No elections are the same.
Certainly not.
Yes.
But the Ghanaian voter has shown that candidates who have persisted, who had been repeated on the ballot paper. Professor Mills tried 3 times. President Kufuor did twice. Nana Addo Dankwa did 3 times. If you take the outliers, President Rawlings coming in after he has led the country for over 10 years, and then President Mahama going into his first election as a sitting president, those who have persisted, those who have been repeated on the ballot paper, tend to be favored by the voter. And that is the advantage Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has over the other contenders within the party. If we don't repeat him and we bring a new candidate, it means that we are starting on the scratch. And thankfully, President Mahama has come out to say that he's not going to run whatever happens. He's not going to run in the elections in 2028. It presupposes that the NDC are going to bring a new candidate. And I mean, who has won presidency in Ghana at the first attempt? I mean, President Rawlings' situation is an outlier. Who has won at the first attempt? Nobody has done that before. So for us, we think that we have an advantage. Repeating him as a candidate, his familiarity across the country has been marketed. And I mean, today, if the NDC wants to say anything against the MP, who did they attack? They attack him, and not the other. There are 4 people. Look, everything that they can say about Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has been said already. What is new? What is new? So we stand in a better stead, sticking with him and supporting him through the elections. Look, the NDC showed us when President Mahama lost elections in 2016. We thought that it was the end of President John Mahama. I don't know whether we underrated him, whether we overrated our victory. I'm not too sure what it is. But the NDC rallied behind him over 2 subsequent elections, and he won on the 3rd attempt. And that is exactly what the New Patriotic Party has to do. After all, we are going to the same market, the same voters, the same characteristics. And so what has changed? Admittedly, there are things that came up in the elections 2024 that for us as a party, as a tradition, the UPPP or the NPP, we have to fix. And those are the reasons why this time we have decided that we need a flag bearer first, and then we can come back, do our internal elections. But then we are giving the flag bearer a much longer time, up to about 3 years, to be able to put the party in a state that will give us a good chance at winning elections. So exactly that is what I'm sticking with. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. I don't think that Uncle Kwasi Prat deserves a right to speak on this anyway. He's itching too. He's itching too. I've said mine. You can disagree with me, and that's fine.
So
I'm saying mine.
So why do you say that I shouldn't be allowed to?
The way you were itching, the way you were moving,
how was I itching?
Anyway, more. That's my thing.
You have this attitude. How do you ever hope to do that? Of gagging people.
This is by the way. This is by the way.
This is by the way, man.
It's by the way.
Yes. He said he didn't mean it.
Oh, okay. He just said it.
He just said it. He said it in jest.
So how many things has he said this morning that he didn't mean?
Well, we don't.
Is this the only one?
We don't know that.
Yeah?
We don't know that.
At least he admits that this one, he said it
Yes.
without meaning.
Yes.
But he said so many other things. Which ones didn't you mean?
Why are you not having a bite on this matter?
Okay.
How was he?
Master, you see?
Just 9. Only 9.
I can't
Only
like
9.
it.
Hold on. You see, this country has a population, some say, of about 32 million people.
It's actually 35 now.
35.
But the Ghana Statistical Service new reading.
Of this,
35.
of this population, any number that is above 40 years old and is of sound mind has a right to dream about becoming a president. Dreaming about becoming a president is not a problem. Everybody can dream. You understand? Wish to become president. What I think they should avoid is doing voodoo analysis. Because those who do voodoo analysis do not appear to think that we are intelligent enough to read through what they tell us. That's my problem. I mean, dream to become a president, but don't think that we are stupid, because we are not. Okay? Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is a Ghanaian citizen. He's about 40 years old. He's qualified to be president of Ghana on the basis of the constitutional provision and so on. He has a right to dream. But don't tell us that Ghanaians don't vote for first-timers, and that Ghanaians are in sympathy or will vote for people who have contested elections before. Let's check the records. Why? Hassan Ayaraga. He joined the political race long before Dr. Bawumia. Have we voted him as president? So how do you make that argument? LPG, Apalu, he was in the race before Mahmoud Bawumia. We have not elected him as president. What kind of argument is that? What kind of reasoning is that? And then go into our history. Why? 1951. Nkrumah won elections as a first-timer. True or false?
True.
Buzia won elections as a first-timer. 1969. You understand? Liman won elections as a first-timer. 1979. Rawlings won elections as a first-timer. 1992, and so on. We can go on with the list. That's a bad argument. Don't make it. It has no empirical basis. It is voodoo analysis. And don't give us voodoo analysis on this platform. You understand? Now, this whole thing about Aka 9.
But obviously, he's mentioned something, and in fact, he's just repeated it, and it brings to the fore an issue that you have been very, very consistent about. You've been waging some crusade against it, which is the rumor which was going around that President Mahama was contemplating on seeking a third term. And you've been on this platform several times, and you said, look, if it is true, the president should desist from it. And if there are also persons who are talking him into that idea, they should watch it. The president has broken his silence on this matter. There are some who say he shouldn't have even said it at all. But some say it's a good idea. Where do you stand?
Well, first of all, I mean, I've been very, very vocal on this matter. And I'm keenly aware of the fact that there are some elements in the National Democratic Congress who are very angry with me. And they think that I have no business. Ever think that the Ghanaian people cannot identify their interests? The Ghanaian people are not dumb. They know what is in their interest. The election results show that they didn't approve those programs. Unless you want to say that the Ghanaian people are dumb, they don't know what is in their interest. They are so foolish that even when you are acting in their interest, they cannot see it and they will vote against you. That's a horrible position for anybody to take. I believe that the people of Ghana are very intelligent.
I believe so too.
They know what is in their interest. Their vote in elections reflects their true aspirations and a correct evaluation of candidates. So this is about we did our best, we did for Ghana, and the people didn't see it, and the people voted against. Please stop it.
I didn't say that.
Because it is
I
insulting.
didn't say that. Those are your words.
It is very
I didn't say that. So those are your words. I'm going to say I didn't say that.
So what did you say? I'm ready to listen to you. What did you say? What did you say?
Well, you know, I was
Essentially, I am saying that puts the performance of the government of the new petrol in context. In context, the headwinds that we had to deal with within the 8 years, it's never been experienced in living memory. And those are the challenges we faced. And if at the end of it, look, in 2024, 80% of government that went to elections, the US, the UK, obviously all parties, ruling parties, lost elections. And Ghana is just one of us. So if this thing, look, the NPP lost elections, but our party is not dead.
But you see,
Party is not dead. 80% of parties or ruling governments that went into elections in 2024 lost elections. It was a global thing. It was not unique to the new people.
One of the things
what I'm saying is that within the 8 years, we were faced with headwinds that we had to deal with, and we took the necessary and very difficult decisions. Look, the banking crisis, for instance. I mean, all of that. I mean, we took very, very difficult decisions, the implications of which we had to live with. And whatever Ghanaians thought those decisions, how it affected them, went into elections and all. But I'm saying that even beyond that, there's this convention, 8 years in, 8 years out. That's what we've dealt with over the last 32 years. Okay. And you think that it wasn't a factor in the elections? No matter your performance. I mean, if the people are tuned to the fact that after 8 years, we need a new party, I mean, forget it.
Yeah. But what you're doing is actually demonstrating the poverty of your analysis then. And I think that you still suffer from poverty of analysis.
How?
You are saying that this 8-year cycle was so strong that it could not be overturned. You are saying that.
I didn't say it was not. I said we give it our best shot to overturn for the first time. We wanted to break the 8. That is what came out with the break the 8 slogan.
My brother, didn't you say that one of the reasons why you couldn't win the election was the 8-year cycle? That Ghanaians have decided that we should change governments after 8 years.
Yes, you said that.
You said that.
Yes, I'm not right.
But you going into that election believe that that cycle could be changed.
Yes, of
course.
What
poverty of analysis led to that conclusion?
Why shouldn't we? Could we say that because we've been in power for 8 years, we're not going to contest elections? Or we're not going to go to the voters, or we're not going to try it? Are you saying that we're not going to contest elections because we've been in power for 8 years?
Why?
Why do you think we started saying we wanted to break the 8?
There's no harm in trying. But at the time, your analysis was that your government had performed so damn well that you could change that cycle. That was poor analysis. It didn't happen.
No. And we still stand by the fact that given the headwinds, contextually, putting the performance of the government in context.
Master, I beg you.
We did a good job for Ghanaians. But Ghanaians are the ultimate judges. Okay. It's not us. Ghanaians are the ultimate judges.
You failed that time. Okay, you failed. That analysis was bad. It didn't give you the results you wanted and so on. Now, we've just elected another government 8 months ago. And if that cycle that you yourself say is very strong still persists, how are you going to win 2024? The cycle that you described, the 8-year cycle, which is unbreakable, so if it still exists, how are you then going to win 2024?
Uncle Prat. So I went on to say,
Master, do proper analysis.
I went on to say that for the first time, we have a president who is serving his second term, as whether first term, second term, right? He's come out to say that I am not going to contest in 2028, 4-year term, right? And you know, in this cycle that we've had, Ghanaians have been very patient with governments for the first time. And this is very similar to this analysis. After 4 years,